So what if everything you've ever longed for was already here right now,
Hmm.
not waiting for you to create it, but well, just waiting for you to simply recognize it? That's a truly captivating question, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And, that question, that's really the heart of what we're diving into today.
Okay.
We're exploring an audiobook that fundamentally challenges everything many of us think we know
Yeah.
about manifestation, about creating our reality.
Right.
The central idea, and the source states it pretty boldly, is quantum shifting is simple. That's why nobody gets it.
Okay, wow. So our mission today is to unpack this profound truth that seems to run through all our sources. The reality you desire isn't some distant future you have to build.
Exactly.
It exists right now in this eternal present, just waiting for you to perceive it. Which, I mean, that's a radical departure from the usual ideas about effort and struggle. Yeah.
Totally. Exactly. The core concept here is that the shift isn't something you do or, achieve down the line. It's already
Like already
complete.
complete.
Yeah. The life you desire, in all its fullness, it breathes already in what the book calls the quantum field of pure potential. Now, for this source, the quantum field isn't strictly about physics.
Right, not like quantum mechanics.
No, no. Think of it more like an infinite blueprint of all possibilities.
Right.
A space where everything you can imagine already exists as potential. It
Yeah.
doesn't need creating, just recognition.
Okay.
So our deep dive today is really about understanding how this seemingly simple truth, which, let's face it, often gets missed by those of us taught transformation has to be earned, how it actually works.
That's a huge reframe right off the bat. So, okay, the fundamental shift isn't about creating something new, but about recognition.
Precisely.
The sources liken it beautifully to tuning a radio, right? You don't generate the music yourself, do you?
No, you just tune in.
You just tune to an existing frequency.
It's-
It's already playing.
It truly is. And this is vividly illustrated in the story of Dorothy.
Ah, Dory.
Yeah, she diligently practiced every manifestation technique you can imagine for years. Vision boards, affirmations, visualization,
All the things.
all the things. Yet her dreams, whether it was a job promotion or finding a loving relationship or even just vibrant health, they all remained, as the book says, stubbornly out of reach.
But then came what the book describes as her transformative morning in the garden. This is where the breakthrough happened.
Exactly. She ceased striving and simply observed, just
Right.
stopped trying so hard.
Oh.
And it was in that moment of pure awareness, as the book calls it, that she realized everything she desired already existed, simultaneously with her current experience.
Okay, how does that work?
Well, the book puts it like seeing quantum particles waiting to be noticed into form.
Noticed into form.
Yeah, like her conscious attention, her noticing it, actually brought those existing potentials from the realm of just possibility into her immediate experience.
And what's fascinating is how instant that transformation was supposed to be.
Totally instant. As soon as Dorothy released her grip on making things happen, opportunities started emerging, like effortlessly. Relationships blossomed, abundance flowed freely.
So she really just simply noticed what was already there instead of trying to force it.
That's the core of it. And there's Martha, too, whose story also highlights this.
Right, Martha. She was the one who was so frustrated with the timelines, wasn't she?
Yeah, constantly struggling with these rigid timelines for her manifestations. And it was Dorothy's wisdom that proved key for her. Dorothy told her, "The universe operates in quantum time, not linear time."
Quantum time, not linear time.
Precisely. So Martha ultimately released her mental schedule, just let go of the when, and simply recognized its existence in the quantum pearl.
The quantum pearl, what's that a metaphor for?
Think of it as that realm of pure potential we talked about, the source from which all realities can be observed or chosen.
Got it.
And the result. Her artistic career launched within days.
Oh, wow. Within days. That really hammers home a crucial takeaway then. Your desired reality doesn't arrive later.
Nope.
It coexists with your present circumstances right now, and you simply choose which to perceive.
You choose what to tune into.
Okay, so if it's about recognition, then this isn't really about becoming better or different, is it? Which leads to one of the most radical ideas in this book.
Yeah.
It challenges our, deeply ingrained belief in self-improvement. It suggests that all our efforts to become something better might actually be missing the point entirely. Like in Harold's story, the book says, time itself was but a story, a construct that kept him bound to the illusion of becoming.
It's a profound thought, right? And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Harold's constant efforts to transform himself, all that striving, had only reinforced his belief that he was somehow incomplete, broken.
Yeah, that he needed fixing.
Exactly. And the source delivers this powerful line. You're not moving toward completion. You're completion itself momentarily dreaming of incompleteness.
Wow. That really challenges our default setting, doesn't it? That constant push to improve.
It does.
So for Harold, as he released the need for development, just let go of trying to fix himself.
Yeah.
His natural gifts, things like graceful writing, genuine connections, they began to emerge effortlessly. He had not become anything new. He had simply allowed his true nature to express itself.
He just got out of his own way.
It's a real paradox, isn't it? When he stopped trying to become better, life responded with synchronicities that seemed magical. So what this really boils down to then is maybe our constant striving for self-improvement is actually the biggest obstacle. It's blocking the you that's already perfectly equipped.
And the practical application for you, the listener, is that the journey described in the book is not one of addition, but of subtraction.
Subtraction.
It's about removing layers of belief
Yeah.
that obscure your inherent perfection, like clouds parting to reveal the ever-present sun. It's about letting go of what you think you need to do to allow what already is.
And it goes even further, doesn't it? It challenges the very idea of deservingness.
Oh, absolutely.
The book states, the quantum field knows nothing of merit or deservingness, responding purely to consciousness, to the frequency of being. Okay, so what is a frequency in this context? How should we think about that?
Well, think of it like your personal energetic vibration, maybe your overall state. If you're stressed and striving, that's one frequency, right?
Yeah.
If you're relaxed and trusting, that's another. The book argues the universe tunes into that underlying hum, your state of being, not just the words you're saying or the specific actions you're taking.
Oh, a state of being.
Yeah. And this is wonderfully illustrated by Evelyn's story. She spent decades on self-improvement, affirmations, gratitude journals, the works.
Trying really hard.
Really hard. Yet abundance remained elusive. Her breakthrough wasn't about adding another practice. It was about releasing the whole notion that she needed to prove her worth to receive.
That's fascinating, letting go of proving herself.
Yeah, and the pivotal moment for her came when a child simply asked her, do flowers deserve to bloom?
Huh. Out of the mouths of babes.
Right. And Evelyn suddenly realized, flowers don't prove their right to blossom. They simply allow the process that is natural to them. They just bloom.
So the relevance for us is crystal clear. Your desires manifest not through worthiness or earning it,
No.
but through allowance. The abundance you seek requires only your willingness to allow what already exists in potential. Just letting it in.
Just letting it in. And this naturally leads us to a really crucial distinction the book makes, the power of assumption.
Assumption.
Okay, it draws a clear line between hoping or wishing for something, which most of us do,
Right.
and simply assuming it.
Okay, tell me more about that. Chester, the merchant in the book, he observed wealthy traders who didn't hope for success. They assumed it as naturally as breathing. That's a powerful distinction.
It really is, because most of us operate from hope or wish, don't we?
We do. I hope this works out. I wish I had.
Exactly. But the quantum principle here, according to the book, is that the field responds not to wishes or even just beliefs, but to assumptions.
Assumption.
Yeah. When you assume something to be true, you're aligning your frequency, your being, with what already exists in that quantum field. Your assumptions are like direct commands to the universe.
Direct commands. Okay.
And Chester's transformation was apparently immediate. He stopped hoping for customers and just assumed their presence. He stopped wishing for profitable trades and knew them to be inevitable.
I knew it.
Yeah. This is a fundamental shift in his frequency of being, his state, and the marketplace responded almost instantly.
So the key difference isn't about tricking yourself or repeating affirmations until you kind of believe them.
No, not according to this. It's described as a natural state of knowing, like your certainty that the sun will rise tomorrow.
Ah, okay. You don't hope for dawn, you just know it's coming.
Exactly, you assume it. That's a profound shift in mindset right there.
It really is. Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, sometimes what seems like an obstacle, like resistance, maybe isn't what we think.
Well, that's another fascinating thread in this book. It beautifully explores this in its discussion of when resistance becomes assistance.
Okay.
It starts with that sacred principle most of us know. What you resist persists.
Right. We've all heard that.
But then the book turns that on its head. It says that within that very persistence lies the key to transformation. Your resistance is not an obstacle, but a misunderstood ally.
A misunderstood ally. How so?
Mildred the potter, for example.
Yeah.
She fought with the material, her clay, which resisted her, making her creations misshapen and weak. She was forcing it.
Okay, I can picture that. Frustrating.
Totally. But her breakthrough came when she ceased fighting the clay's nature and instead followed its natural inclinations. She started working with it, not against it.
Ah.
And she discovered that the very properties she had resisted were
Mhm.
precisely what allowed it to hold beautiful forms. The resistance, the clay's nature itself contained the solution.
Wow. So the thing she was fighting was the answer.
In a way, yeah, it's presented as a universal truth.
Mm.
What you push against pushes back not to stop you, but to show you a new way forward.
Hmm.
It's described as a pure creative force awaiting redirection.
So this isn't a battle to be won against resistance. It's more like a dance to be learned, where that resistance becomes the very energy that propels you forward.
Exactly. It reminds me of those times I've tried to force a solution to a problem,
Oh, yeah.
and it just gets harder and harder until finally I step back, stop fighting it,
Yeah.
and suddenly the path just reveals itself.
Absolutely. And speaking of revealing things or noticing things, our very act of observation is incredibly powerful, isn't it?
Hugely powerful. The book delves right into the observer effect in daily life,
Okay.
sharing the idea that the act of observation shapes the very fabric of existence.
So like in quantum physics, but applied to everyday life.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Theodore the potter and another potter, he noticed his clay responded differently based purely on the quality of his attention. Yeah. If he was frustrated, the vessels came out misshapen. If he had calm focus, they seemed to flow effortlessly under his hands. It's like the clay literally felt his internal state.
That's mind-blowing.
Well, this principle suggests that your observation of reality is far from passive. It's not just watching.
Right.
It carries the power to shape that quantum field into tangible form. Your attention, the book says, is like a beam of light illuminating specific possibilities out of all the potentials.
Okay, like putting a spotlight on what you want to see materialize.
But kind of. And Theodore's whole life apparently transformed as he applied this. When he observed his relationships with appreciation, they flourished. When he looked at his business with confidence, opportunities multiplied.
So what does this all mean for us, in our day-to-day lives?
Well, it implies that you are not merely witnessing reality. You are participating in its continuous creation through your conscious observation.
Wow.
It's not just about what you think, but how you perceive, and crucially, where you choose to focus that powerful beam of attention.
That's a big responsibility, but also empowering.
It is. Which brings us to another really fascinating point the book makes. Moving beyond positive and negative.
Beyond positive and negative.
It explains that the quantum field, this realm of potential, exists beyond the realm of opposites. Good, bad, positive, negative. Those are human labels.
Yep.
True power, it says, lies not in choosing one polarity over another, but in transcending the illusion of separation entirely, getting beyond that duality.
Violet's Garden provides a great example here, right?
Yes, perfect example. Despite years of positive thinking and endless affirmations, her garden remained sparse and uneven. She was trying so hard to be positive.
But it wasn't working. Why not?
Well, her insight was that when you struggle intensely to maintain positive thoughts, you unconsciously energize their negative counterparts. You're basically highlighting the lack by trying so hard to fix it.
Oh, okay. So you're still focused on the problem, in a way.
Exactly. Her garden responded not to her positive affirmations on the surface, but to her underlying strain, her subtle resistance to what was. It felt the effort, the struggle.
So the core truth here is that the quantum field responds not necessarily to the content of your thoughts, the positive words, but to your frequency, your overall state of being.
That's the argument, your vibration, your inner state. And Violet's transformation occurred when she finally released her grip on positive thinking, stopped forcing it, and accessed what the book calls pure consciousness prior to all mental positions. Just a state of being.
And then?
And then her garden just flourished, naturally.
Wow. So the insight for you listening is that the path to allowing manifestation isn't necessarily about policing every single thought to make sure it's positive.
Right, which can be exhausting.
Totally. Instead, it might be about finding a neutral presence, a state of being where you kind of transcend those mental classifications of good or bad, and from that calm space, allowing manifestation to occur naturally without effort or force.
It's about simply being, rather than trying so hard to force a particular thought or feeling.
Which really emphasizes this idea embodiment, doesn't it? Living the shift rather than just thinking about it.
Absolutely. This deep dive truly emphasizes that. The book introduces this concept of living in multiple realities, drawing on the physics idea of superposition.
Superposition. Okay, like something existing in multiple states at once.
Kind of, yeah. In the book's context, it's the ability to maintain multiple states simultaneously until observation determines which manifests. It means different versions of your life, different outcomes already exist as potential, like overlapping possibilities.
Okay, that's a bit mind-bending. How does Pearl's story illustrate this?
Beautifully. She'd be tending her physical garden, but simultaneously she was mentally and emotionally walking through the halls of a prestigious art gallery where her paintings adorned the walls.
So like daydreaming.
The book is clear. It says this wasn't just imagination or daydreaming. For her, it was happening in the quantum field where all possibilities exist as living realities. She was experiencing it as real on some level.
Okay.
The secret, it suggests, is not about abandoning your current reality to reach another one, but expanding your consciousness to encompass both, feeling both as real.
Holding both
Yeah,
realities.
yeah. Pearl's practice, even while, say, serving customers in a cafe, was to also feel the energy of speaking to crowds about consciousness and transformation. This dual awareness, holding both realities as valid and present, created a bridge between them.
And that actually worked.
According to the book, this process accelerated the manifestation of her preferred timeline. It's almost like she was practicing living in her desired reality until it simply became her current one.
Practicing the feeling of it. And this ties into the idea of effortless action too, which comes through so strongly.
Oh, definitely. The book covers the paradox of effortless action and also the art of gentle allowing.
Right. Walter the merchant, he felt his forceful effort was just misaligned. Right. It wasn't working. Felt heavy.
Exactly. Then illness kept him from his usual pushing and striving routine. And in that forced pause, he found himself simply following subtle impulses of inspiration, little nudges.
And what happened?
Customers seemed drawn to his quiet presence. Sales flowed with unprecedented ease. Less effort, more results.
Wow.
This demonstrates a powerful law, according to the source. When actions arise from that place of alignment, that inner knowing, they carry the same natural grace as a leaf floating downstream, no effort, no strain.
I love that image. It's like floating downstream.
Yeah. And then there's Franklin, the rigid trading empire leader. He forced his will on everything, constantly pushing.
The opposite of Walter.
Totally. But prosperity always seemed to elude him. Then he observed his daughter cultivating flowers. She wasn't forcing them. She had this gentle resonance with them, releasing control.
And her flowers thrived.
Abundantly. He realized his whole approach, this masculine forcing energy, was maybe less effective than the feminine principle of receiving his daughter, embodied with her garden.
So the principle of allowing then is that what you perceive as strength, like forcing, controlling, pushing, often becomes the very barrier to your desires.
Because the quantum field, in this view, responds not to brute force, but to frequency, to that inner state of allowing, of resonance.
And the combined insight from Walter and Franklin is just so clear. The less you force, the more you receive.
Exactly. Aligned action feels light, energizing, almost playful, while that ego-driven, forceful action feels heavy, draining.
Yeah, we've all felt that difference.
And the book suggests that one small aligned action, one inspired step, can accomplish more than years of effortful striving.
That's incredible. And this all seems to culminate in what the book calls the ordinary magic of now.
Yes. I love this part. It reminds us that transformation doesn't require, special conditions or fancy mystical ceremonies.
It's not about needing the perfect retreat or workshop.
No. Ernest, a character in the book, found this out while simply washing dishes.
Washing dishes? Seriously?
Yep. In that seemingly mundane, ordinary moment, the present moment expanded, revealing itself as an infinite field of possibility. He describes how each bubble contained universes. Each hand movement became a dance with the cosmos.
Wow, that's finding the profound in every day.
Absolutely. The wisdom here is profound. When consciousness fully inhabits the ordinary, the extraordinary naturally reveals itself. It means the quantum field expresses with equal power through all moments, not just the special ones.
So the paradox is that the extraordinary hides in plain sight within the ordinary.
Exactly. The power to shift reality, the book suggests, is simply in bringing complete presence to what is right now, even washing dishes.
It makes you wonder how many moments of magic we just miss every single day because we're not present.
Right. And to tie everything together, really bring it home, the book brings us to the completion that seeks nothing and also dissolving the seeker identity.
Okay, completion and the seeker.
Yeah. Raymond the sculptor spent years trying to perfect this sculpture that always felt eternally incomplete. He was always believing something fundamental was missing.
That sounds exhausting, like Harold always trying to improve himself.
Very similar energy. But what's truly powerful is his shift in understanding. He realized the masterpiece already existed in consciousness itself. The marble simply needed to release what wasn't the sculpture.
Ah, so his job wasn't to add, but to remove.
Exactly. His role shifted from striving to add perfection to gently removing what concealed the perfection already within. It flips the whole idea of creation on its head, doesn't it?
It totally does. It's subtraction again, not addition.
Right. And then there's Florence. She prided herself on being a dedicated seeker, always searching, always looking for the next teaching, the next technique, the next workshop.
Her identity was wrapped up in being a seeker.
Completely. But her constant searching had become her identity. That was the trap.
And her realization was,
Her realization was devastatingly simple. Seeking itself maintains the illusion of separation from what you seek.
oof. Because if you're seeking, you're implying you don't already have it.
Precisely. She understood that her lifelong searching had been a sophisticated form of resistance, a way to avoid the stunning simplicity of what already was. It's like being perpetually thirsty while standing knee-deep in a cool lake.
Wow. Just avoiding the simple truth.
Yeah. So the unified message for us, from Raymond and Florence and all these stories, is incredibly liberating. The quantum field, this consciousness, knows nothing of incompleteness.
It doesn't see us as lacking.
No. Your task is not to create wholeness, but to recognize it as your natural state.
Right.
And crucially, you are not becoming something new. You are remembering what you have always been. It's about remembering, not earning or becoming.
Remembering what you've always been. So, okay, as we wrap up this really fascinating deep dive, the shift we've been talking about, it isn't really a journey of striving and effort. It's more a process of unlearning, releasing complexity to reveal the natural simplicity of being.
Exactly. Unlearning the struggle.
It's not about finally becoming ready someday, but recognizing the readiness that always is right now.
Beautifully put. The ultimate truth revealed through these sources is that true transformation comes not through effort or strategy, but through simple recognition of what has always been true.
Always been true.
Yeah. The quantum shift is complete not because circumstances have dramatically changed, though they might, but because you have recognized the unchanging awareness within which all change occurs. You recognize the screen, not just the movie playing on it.
Recognizing the awareness itself. Okay.
That's part of it.
Right. And here's a final thought then for you to carry forward today from all this. Your true nature is this aware presence, timeless, boundless, and eternally creating. What if the most powerful thing you could do today is to simply be that?